Hi YouTube. It's back. It's back. I'm back with another weekly message. My name is Christian Camille. I use regular playing cards. There's no pages or major arcana. However the message is supposed to get through, we'll get through. It's direct, it's practical, it's plain, and if it resonates with you, it resonates with you. Right? Right. I just pray that those who are here to see the message. Those who are here to hear the message, hear the message. That my ministering warring and guardian angels come through and help me facilitate this message. I pray that my own intellect does not get in the way and skew the message. Lord, I'm an open vessel. I do say God, so if that disregards you in any way, there's tons of other readers out there I'm sure you will be able to resonate with. Anywho, hopefully it's a busy week. Today, Jupiter goes direct. Thank God. That's all I have to say about that. Hopefully things that were being set up in the ether, the major and divine blueprint, is all set for everybody and we can just go. You know, just go. Anyhow, hopefully this is not a doom and gloom message. I don't know what it's going to be about. But if it is, at least we're prepared, right? Anyway. Last shuffle. Yeah, that was good. Clear deck. Clear space. Let's go, people. Central issue. 5 of Wands. Crossed by the King of Wands. Root of the matter. King of Pentacles. Ooh. In the past. 8 of Swords. Above it all, where we can draw our strengths from. 5 of Swords. In the near future, end of the week, I like to say, or during the course of the week, 9 of Cups. Wish fulfillment. I like that. What should our approach be? King of Cups. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. What we need to know, what we don't know, now we know sector. 7 of Wands. Catch-22 card. Hopes and fears. 9 of Wands. And outcome. Queen of Pentacles. Let me look this over. I usually don't look it over. But let me suck this in real quick. Okay. First thing that I got is anybody in the work sector. You might run into a little competition. It's the first thing that pops up. Our central issue is 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands for me is usually the internal conflict card. 5 of Swords is usually the internal conflict card that festered so much that now it's an external thing, whether that be you individually or the people around you with the 5 of Swords. But 5 of Wands is usually internal conflict. It can be external conflict. If it is external conflict, then it is low buzz external conflict. Nothing too dangerous or anything like that. But that's what I'm initially getting from this. This is our central issue. Either or. Above it all is 5 of Swords. At the central issue of it all is 5 of Wands. This lets me know that whatever threat is coming up is not as big as we perceive it to be. Because 5 of Swords is above it all. So we can draw our strengths. This is what we're thinking about. You name it. So this is what we think it is. This is what it really is right here, right? Central issue above it all. What we're thinking about, where we can draw our strengths, right? What is crossing us? King of Wands. King of Wands First transit is fire. Secondary transit is air. So he's a thinker too. All the kings are. They're thinkers. They use their heads first. You know, they're not as receptive as the queens are. However, with the King of Wands, he is a leader. He's ambitious. He's a go-getter. Charisma. When he has a goal, he has to drive to get there. You know, the stamina to get shit done. You know, he's a boss. A boss like in middle management. I like to say that my King of Pentacles is the CEO, right? He's in middle management. You know, he's able to conduct the lower B's or whatnot and make sure shit is in order to get things done. That's what he does. This is a challenge for us. That's all I got. This is a challenge for us for whatever reason, but we're going to dig into this message and see where it's going. Where is it taking me? At the root of the matter, King of Pentacles. I didn't reiterate this in the beginning, but I like to say that this collective message is focusing on us as individuals, okay? Not necessarily another. If another happens to pop up, then yes, I will address that if I feel that. But if I don't feel another, it's literally talking about you as the individual. Anyway, I digress. Back to the message. King of Pentacles is at the root of it all. Either we're trying to upgrade or we're trying to aspire to be the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, he has his shit together. He literally runs upper management. King of Wands, he's middle management. First transit's earth, secondary is air. This man here, he's grounded. He's in it for the long term. He has foresight. He has a plan. He strategizes. You know, he organizes. He just doesn't get up and go. Have a spark of an idea like the King of Wands. He has a spark of an idea like the King of Wands, and then he thinks about it. What's step A to Z, right? He makes sure that all the loopholes are covered. That when he finally decides to get going, you know, it's going to get done right, right? That's what the King of Pentacles does. So far in this message is the King of Wands, this being our challenge and this being at the root. This is letting me know this is where we have to draw from our gut. You know, it's nice that we have the drive, the ambition, and where we want to go, and, you know, so forth and so on. However, in order to facilitate where we really want to be, we have to think about it. We have to strategize. We have to plot. We have to plan. Excuse me. We have to plot. We have to plan to get there. Measure twice, cut once. You don't want to start a thing and realize halfway through that it's messed up, right? We don't want that. In the past, Eight of Swords. Everybody say, oh, this is trapped. Oh my God. This, that, and the other. First thing popped into my head was Mercury is, not Mercury. Well, Mercury is going to Leo. That's true. I don't know where that ties in here, but whatever. And Jupiter is going direct today. And for the last 4.5 months, I want to say, it's been in retrograde. And I believe during that time, everybody had time to reevaluate whatever sector in their life, right? Whether it be home, work, partnership, us as individuals, our neighborhood, whatever. You know, we had time to go back, figure out what we did wrong, fix it. This is bringing some stuff up for me. fix it. Make sure we do it right this time. We have to go back to the drawing board, right? Whatever we started, whether that be your spiritual awakening, a project at work, project at home, a partnership, a new partnership, something, whatever that was, it's time to do it right. Jupiter being in retrograde over the past 4.5 months now, right? Everybody has been restricted, not stopped. You might have felt stuck. I know it has for me, Hopefully with Jupiter going direct, it just releases the hounds in everybody. We've been stuck in wherever we have been in life, to look over things, to start anew, to do things right, whatever, We all have plans. My messages all the way up until this point, my weekly messages has been about being a King of Swords and getting clear and juggling our transition and where we want to go and how we're going to get there. Make sure we're clear on it, right? It's go time. Eight of Swords is in the past. Above it all, Five of Swords. Like I said before, our central issue is the Five of Wands. Above it all, this is what we're thinking. This is where we can draw our strengths. This is overall above it all, right? Five of Swords. This is a competition card, but it's more like ferocious, right? The internal conflict is more so festered to a point where it's impeding in our brains, that it's a little bit more than it should be, or even in our environment, is spilling over in some way. What I'm primarily getting from this card is that we can be our own detriment. Swords are thoughts, right? Don't get so caught up in the BS that the plan that you're strategizing, that we've had time over the past 4.5 months to lay down and make sure we get it right, that we trip ourselves up. We make things worse than what they have to be with the Five of Swords. If you individually start messing things up for yourself for whatever reason, you didn't take the time during this timeout time, this retrograde time, to re-strategize, to reorganize, to lay down a plan, to read the asterisks at the bottom of the contract, whatever. Take the time to heal. Take the time to better yourself in whatever area in life, right? Can't get mad at anyone for lost time, that you didn't do your job, right? If you have been doing what you were supposed to do during this past 4.5 months, executing your plan won't be a problem. Being the King of Pentacles. But if you haven't, our challenge is the King of Wands. I'm not saying that the King of Wands don't get stuff done, but he's not upper management. He's middle management. He still has somebody that has to check him at the end of the day. He has to report to somebody, and usually in my way that I read cards, he reports back to the CEO. Don't run away with your thoughts. If you've been doing the work, the clutter in your head won't fester and it won't be so bad. We have more than enough time to get our plan correct. In the near future, during the course of this week, what can we look forward to, Nine of Cups. This is a wish fulfillment card. From 1 cup to 9 cups. Typically in a wish fulfillment card, the 9 of Cups card, you see one person. He has 9 cups above him. He got a smug face. Like, yeah, I did this. Take 9 of Cups in many different ways. However, he's done work to get to 9 of Cups. You say it's the wish fulfillment card? Yeah. But any wish, you know, some work had to get there. I don't care if you even win the lottery. Even if you win the lottery, which I doubt what this is anything to do with this. It's just a scenario. Even if it's the lottery, you still got to get up and play your numbers. There's some form of action in order to get any wish fulfillment. Same here. During the past 4.5 months, if you've been doing your job in whatever sector in your life, taking that time and using it wisely, you'll get the big payback. Our approach. King of Cups. First transit's water, secondary air. King of Cups for me, I always say he is very balanced in his emotions. He uses his head and his heart. Logical, emotional, you know. He's balanced. He's smart too. He doesn't wear his emotions on his sleeve. Not at all. If we did our part, we'll be ready to go. When I first started this message, the first thing I heard when I said it's go time, literally I saw horses running. At like the Derby or something like that, the Kentucky Derby. Once the bell or whatever ring goes off, you know, those horses run. The gates open, whatever the case may be. They don't have time to think. We've had more than enough time to think. We have more than enough time to feel a certain type of way. Right now is not the time to second guess yourself. Second guess your heart. If you didn't take the time to do what you were supposed to do during this Jupiter retrograde time, this is what it will feel like to you. 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is competition. Pettiness to the extreme. One-upmanship. Beating the other down at all cost. And since this is the individual message, this is you. The criticism that you put on yourself will only cause internal chaos within yourself. Head and heart is not on the same page. In that case, you gotta be confident. Not pompous about whatever it is that you want to do. You know what your plan is. He keeps his emotions here. It's not on his sleeve. He's not running around being an asshole. He's not running around bragging and carrying on. Whatever he got going on, he feels good about that thing. He's not running around telling the world what he's doing. He moves in stealth. Not to the same degree as the King of Swords. He's a little bit mushier than the King of Swords, of course. You know? Be balanced. In our environment that we don't know about, but we will know about. Now we know about. Sector. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands for me is people immediately say defense, defense. It's not necessarily defense. The card before this is the Six of Wands. There was a victory. After the victory, people have to make sure they're doing things the right way. If you've been doing what you're supposed to do and you've been strategizing the way that you're supposed to, your plan is ironclad. You don't have to fight for your position. Your position will be solidified. Now, if you were sloppy, if your plan wasn't ironclad, you'll be beaten off a person, place, or thing, right? With a stick, trying to prove why you're supposed to be there, trying to convince those why the plan is going to work in whatever sector in your life, whatever it may be. In the White Rate, I think about it. In that card, the man is holding up a stick, right? And it looks like he's fighting a bunch of other sticks a little bit below. He has the upper ground, yes, he does. But if you look real closely, he has two different shoes on. He has on one regular shoe and he has on a boot. Either he was caught off guard and he couldn't put his clothes on, his armor or whatever, to fight because he was caught off guard. And or he was too busy juggling too many positions, trying to do everything at the last moment, that he wasn't ready, right? If you did the work, you'll be ready. If you did the work, you wouldn't have to defend what it is that you're doing. You'll be able to move forward without looking over your back. Like, who's coming for my spot? What's going on? You don't have to do any of that. You have the upper ground. If you didn't, welcome to this club. It's tiring if you have to defend yourself because you were sloppy on your part and you didn't use your time wisely. Hopes and fears. Nine of Wands. Think about this one. Nine of Wands. Fear. You'll be doing just that. Seven of Wands. Either your plan was sloppy and you have to go another round. Back to the drawing board. Are you tired? Yes. This man is usually bandaged up with a bunch of wands next to him, you know. He's tired. Was your plan ironclad? If it wasn't, you'll be going back to the beginning. 4.5 months of whatever space, suspended time that we were in to re-strategize and make sure that we have things right to move forward with our lives, right? Do you want to start all over again? Nobody never wants to start all over again. Unless it's a roller coaster. But even then, you go on that roller coaster 8 times in a row, I think you'll be thinking twice about that roller coaster ride the 9th time, right? You're either going to be feeling sick, you're going to be tired, you'll be disgruntled about that for sure. But nobody wants to start all over. You have the energy to do so. And time doesn't stop for anybody. So you're either going to stay in whatever fucked up plan that you have come up with over this time, or you will have to start all over. That's all I get from that. This is just straight up fear. Starting over. Because the plan didn't work. Our outcome. Queen of Wands. I've explained it before in previous videos that the Queen of Wands, first transit is fire, secondary is water. She knows who to talk to. She knows who's important. She knows how to work a room. She has charisma. She has drive. She has passion. She also is in tune with her emotions and her intuition. She doesn't waste her time. Over this course of time, the last 4.5 months, if you've been the King of Pentacles and you've been strategizing, reorganizing, having an ironclad plan for whatever it is in your life, you're thinking about the foresight and how to facilitate that thing, and you've been doing it right, you'll be able to walk in whatever it is that you've come up over this time, like her. You'll also know whatever it is that you redesigned in your life, what is good for you and what is not. Just like she knows who to talk to and who not to talk to. Because you made a plan, your own individual plan, that own individual plan, whether it be at work or the partnership, continuing or not continuing with yourself, as a person, you know what's good for you and you know what's not good for you. You know who's good in whatever positions and who is not. You know what to weed out. You know what needs to stay. To facilitate the plan that you've drawn up for yourself in whatever capacity that may be, moving forward. That's all I got. Let me wrap this up because that was pretty quick. Oh no, it wasn't pretty quick. 27 minutes. Oof. Let me wrap this up though. Jupiter was retrograde for 4.5 months. And that was time for us to go inward in whatever sector in our lives. Wherever Jupiter went retrograde in your life, that was time for us to re-strategize, replan, go back to the drawing board. So when it goes direct, we'll be ready to move forward. A lot of people waste their time. They didn't do that. Regardless if you're ready or not, time doesn't stop for no one. If you're smart, you use that time wisely. Did it feel like that we were restricted in some way? Absolutely. We were supposed to be. Because whatever sector in our charts or in our life that we had to reevaluate, there were some things that we had to fix, do away with, in order to set ourselves up to move forward in a better way. If you did not, you will move forward in your plan like the King of Wands. He's middle management. He has somebody to answer to. That means that anything that he had going on, he still had to check with someone to make sure it's right. Right? He's able to do some things, yes. But is he the CEO? Absolutely not. King of Pentacles is. He answers to no one. He's at the top. He looked over the plans. He made sure it was sealed tight. It's done right. For whatever the end goal is. He has the patience to do it. He measures twice, cuts once. If you did not do that over this course of time, Five of Swords was above it all. That's us in our heads, making something bigger than it actually has to be as an individual. Not only that, but if you try to move forward with this plan that you know that is not right, you didn't go to the right people to make sure that it was done right, like the King of Pentacles in your life, and you just run with it, not only are you going to mess yourself up, you're going to mess up the people that are along with you on this plan. It's not going to run as smoothly as you think it's going to be. That internal conflict that you have will fester and become an external one. You'll see it crash and burn. In our hopes and fears, we got the Nine of Wands, which is somebody that's willing to do it all over again, but don't want to. It's the PTSD card. It's like, damn, you know? If you took the time and you did it right, you don't find yourself in that position where you have to start all over again. Those who actually took the time and did what they were supposed to do over this course of time, whatever that you were working on, re-strategizing, replanning, reorganizing, setting yourself up for, you're going to reap the rewards. You're going to reap the rewards. It's the Nine of Cups. Be balanced in moving forward. Be confident within yourself. You won't be all over the place. King of Cups, he is not back and forth within himself. There's an equilibrium that is balanced within the King of Cups when it comes to his mental and his emotional state. If you did the right things, you won't be in a position where you feel like that you have to go back and start over, or feel like that is not right. There's equilibrium in the plan that you set up for yourself. Not only that, but you'll be supported by the powers that be moving forward. Our outcome was the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. She's a mover. She's a shaker. She uses her intuition too. She knows who to waste her time. She knows who not to waste her time with. This individual plan of yours, you know exactly what you need to do, who you need to get rid of, who needs to stay, whatever the case may be. And in order to facilitate the plan that you've drawn up over this course of time to move forward, to better yourself. Everything is not meant to go with you. Some things are supposed to stay. Hopefully you took the time to reinforce what needs to be reinforced. Jupiter going retrograde was a time for us to tune up our cars. Make sure that we got air in the tires. There's windshield wiper fluid where it needs to be. The car's been detailed. The check engine light is not on. The car payment is paid. The insurance is set. It's time to go. And hopefully you did everything you were supposed to do. Because unfortunately, if you did not, guess what? That car is going to break down on whatever destination you're trying to take it. But if you did, you know what? Enjoy the ride. Advice card, bottom of the deck. 7 of Swords. This is not bad at all. 7 of Swords is also a card of self-preservation as well. It's devising a plan. It's a strategy card as well. Everything is not meant for everybody. That goes along with your plan. Some things you just don't need to tell. Move in stealth. You know what it is that you need to do. Make sure you accomplish that. We have more than enough time to make sure that we got things right. The last thing you need is to invite extra people along the way that never was supposed to be there, because the only thing they're going to do is trip you up along the way. Stay focused. Stay focused. If you're not focused, you're going to be too busy looking behind you and tripping on a sword right in front of you. Okay? That's the message for the week. Hopefully everyone enjoyed. I enjoyed this message as well. Good luck, everyone. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe. Please like. That would be amazing, and I'll appreciate it. And unless God pulls me out a little bit sooner, I'll see you next week. Peace.